Hello friends, my name is Stephen. I've spent a lot of time researching and studying about purpose and seeing the different views that people have about defining purpose and how someone can discover their own purpose. The topic has been my personal passion for a very long time, and I've noticed two things. One, on one side, there's a group that define purpose as doing something that you're really good at, about finding your passion, about finding something that you do really well. And the question I had when I learned about those views was, what is good? What's the definition of good? Good is simply a product of time and practice. So if you do something for a very long time, or you grew up in a certain way, repeating the same actions over and over again, you become really good at that thing. There's many people who are employed at jobs that are routine. They repeat the same actions every day and they become really good at it. Just because they're really good at that job, because they repeat it every day, does that mean it's their purpose? Is purpose about finding something you're good at, or is it about finding the right thing for you? So that's one side, and that's what the question. On the other side, there's a group that associated finding your purpose with religion. That if you want to find your purpose, you need to find Jesus. You need Jesus. They'd say you need to find God. And if you find God, God will lead you to your purpose. The question I had was, do you have to be connected to a religion to find your purpose? Is the answer to finding your purpose connected to a religion? Do you have to participate in a religion or religious practice in order for you to find your purpose? Can people who don't have a religious affiliation still fulfill the purpose they were born for? Personally, I grew up in a Christian family, and a large part of my life has been going to church. And I can tell you there's so many people in that faith group, in their millions, who are lost about their identity, confused and frustrated, saved, but have no idea what their life's purpose is. And I was not an exemption. I struggled for so many years to find my purpose, and I did so many things that people looking outside in would think that I was living their life, but there were so many questions that were waiting to be answered within. The answers I got about finding my purpose suggested that my ability to find my purpose was directly connected to my commitment to some religious practices, and some of them included prayer, fasting, and all kinds of things that we were told to do. And to me, maybe to you it worked, but to me and to so many people that I know, it did not work in terms of me finding my purpose. The answers felt true, but I was conflicted with them because I began to ask, the clouds, the trees, the rocks, the minerals, gases, things that are inanimate, they don't have a conscience, they can't choose for themselves, they can't speak, yet they serve a purpose. And more than that, they have something in common. They don't have a religion. If fulfilling your purpose was connected to a religion, how do you explain how these things still fulfill their purpose? After many years of researching and studying about purpose, I've come to realize that purpose has nothing to do with religious affiliation. All of these things are inanimate, they don't have a conscience, but yet they serve a purpose. If finding your purpose was directly connected to a religious practice, does that mean that these things don't have a real purpose because they don't have a religion? I understand that we human beings can take dust and take the moon and take the days of the week and take things that exist just for purpose and make them, affiliate them to a religion, but they themselves exist just for a purpose. The breakthrough came for me when I learned a dynamic truth that everything was designed to function by principles. If you take a seed, like the one I have in my hand right now, it's a tomato seed. I've got one growing in my backyard. Can you see that? When you take a seed as small as the one in my hand, everything the seed needs to be is inside it. When you take it to plant it, it doesn't care if you're a Christian, you're Muslim, you're a Buddhist, or you're an atheist. There's principles inside of this seed that you have to obey for you to see the manifestation of what's inside of it. It doesn't care if you're a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, or atheist. If you're going to see its purpose, there are principles that you have to apply. A tree doesn't refuse to grow in the backyard of somebody just because that person is a Christian or a Muslim. Why? Because fulfilling purpose has nothing to do with religious affiliation, but it has to do with applying the right principles of purpose. And there are principles of purpose that you and I have to apply if you're going to exercise, if you're going to find our purpose and live our highest potential. Therefore, finding your purpose and walking in your purpose has nothing to do completely with a religious affiliation. And this is a message for those of you who may be watching who are not religiously affiliated or who are churchgoers. Don't let somebody convince you that you are not doing or can fulfill the purpose that God has for you just because you are not committed to a certain religion or religious practice. I strongly believe that so many people in the world, in their millions, regardless of their background or religion, they are struggling with their purpose not because they don't have a purpose, but because the principles of purpose have been neglected. Sometimes we are unfair with ourselves, expecting ourselves to grow in the area of our purpose, and we have not learned or at least know the principles we need to apply in order for us to manifest our highest potential. So my proposal to you is principles is the future. If you deny the principles of the seed, you deny the seed its future. And in the same way, if you deny or reject principles, you reject your future. Because your future is predicated upon you learning and knowing and applying the principles that manifest your purpose. I hope this video has been provocative enough and encouraging for you to see the benefit and the power of purpose. I'm working on a project right now. I'm calling it the Purpose Project. It will be a series of seminars that are dedicated to all the principles that I have learned and I've applied in my personal life, and it has set me free. I'm in the process of finalizing the program, but before I do that, I want you guys to get involved. I want to hear your questions. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your views. I want you to go in the comments below, or you can DM me if you want to keep it private. Send me a message or comment below and let me know what's your questions. What questions do you have? What are your experiences? What views do you have about how to find your purpose? And I will take that information and I will use it to tailor the program in a way that will meet everybody's needs. If you do that for me, that will be great, 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 great. I want you to share this video. I want you to go and like our page. It's UPIF on Facebook. You can go to YouTube as well. Our page on YouTube is UPIF Now.